Discover exciting places to visit. Explore your community. Learn about new cultures. Meet fascinating people. Find the exotic. There are hidden treasures wherever you go. Travel, learn, take a day trip in your city, or hike in a rainforest. There's so much to see and share. What are you waiting for? Go on a journey. Welcome to On a Journey. I'm Paul Prado. Make sure to check out each video that goes with our podcast on our YouTube channel, Paul Prado Photography on a Journey. I'm Paul Prado, and here we are at Oceano Dunes, near the city of Guadalupe and Santa Maria. We're going to be going through several wildlife habitats, so we hope you enjoy your journey here at Oso Flaco. I'm like 4 inches, 5 inches from this orb weaver. This web spans about 2 feet across. He's resting directly in the middle of the web, waiting for his prey. These webs and webs of other spiders are known to be used by researchers so that they can develop material that is strong as steel. The silk is just awesome. You could probably catch a huge butterfly in here, maybe even a baby lizard if they're that happy. Oso Flaco is one of the best places to go. Every trip is a new trip. Today there are lots of flies, other days there's lots of mosquitoes. Right now we just saw 25 orb weavers. Sweet! Over the many times that I've gone out there to Oso Flaco, I'm usually greeted by a few cottontails early in the morning. It's a really nice way to start the day. Then as you get closer to the entrance of the bridge, or the opening, it's just very picturesque. When you walk out on the platform that starts the bridge, the recycled plastic bridge, and the expanse goes all the way over Oso Flaco's Skinny Bear Lake. It's a shallow lake that goes into the ocean. Sometimes you'll see the resident kingfisher. It's always awesome to see a great egret wading through the water looking for its prey. They've got these 2 sets of pilings out there too that cormorants like to use to rest and open their wings and just relax after a long day's flight and a long day's fishing. These are northern shovelers right here. They have these teeth like a sieve, and they go, and they get all this stuff in their beaks. You can see them sticking their head down and their bottoms up, literally bottoms up. And they're digging shallow, in a shallow area, because you can see the bottom right here. It's probably like 4 feet deep maybe, but the mud is really, really thick, so I wouldn't walk in it. So that's what they're doing. We have a nice calm day, kind of hot. It was a flock of about, I don't know, 300 ducks, 400 ducks that just flew overhead. I just love that screeching. At Oso Flaco, you'll see a sign that warns you about mountain lions. I've been very fortunate, and many people that I've met are very fortunate to not have met a real mountain lion, enough to see the picture. But one of the predators that are out there, the bobcat and the raccoon. The raccoon is very visible. It'll meet you on the path. You'll see it swimming across the lake. You'll see it on the bridge. And it's always scrounging around looking for a meal. I heard the ducks just quack, 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 and it's like an alarm call. It startled me one time when I was out there birding, and I'm wondering what is going on. Something is going on, and sure enough, I see these raccoons traipsing across shallow water trying to go for the ducklings. They will go for a full-grown duck or the ducklings once they're hatched. That's always cute to see, a dozen or so ducklings swimming along, learning to be ducks, just waiting and feeding and preening and following their mom. But whenever that alarm sound goes off, and all the ducks seem to know this one sound, because then they all come and they join together,
the ducklings immediately retreat to the safety of mom, and they shuffle away into the safety of the reeds. At Oso Flaco at Skinny Bear Lake, you're going to see the ruddy duck, the male ruddy duck, and its brilliant light blue, powder blue bill. It's a handsome fellow. Everybody is brown typically and drab, but then when he gets his full plumage going, it's really nice to see. The American coot is another bird that we see in many waterways in the United States and California, where a lot of us live. It's there too, and it's really another nice additive to Oso Flaco. A nice treat for me are the squadrons of white pelicans that come to preen and get out of the wind and go into the shallows, watching them glide across the sky and land on glass. It's amazing how man has learned to fly by looking at birds. An awesome bird to see, and I use that word a lot, awesome, but the American bittern is a go-to bird for many birders across the United States and California. They literally, flock to Oso Flaco to try to find this elusive bird that when it stands straight up, it looks just like the reeds that it lives in. It's an incredible bird. I was on the bridge one time and one was right below me, and I believe I startled it. So it's got this cowl that puffed up and made it look bigger than it is. Very intimidating. You'll see gadwalls with their black rumps. You'll see mallards and teals and cinnamon teals, green-winged teals, blue-winged teals, and you'll see the sora. It's a little brown bird with a yellow beak and a black trim at the base of the beak. It hangs out at the bottom of the reeds, picking insects off the top of the water, but as soon as it senses danger, off it goes into the reeds. A cool group of folks to see are the northern shovelers. They have this log that they like to line up on and preen, and everybody plays bumper ducks and knock each other off to see who gets the best place so that they could preen. The teals are nice to see because they're fast, they're swift, they're like the northern pintail. The northern pintail is another one of my favorite. But this podcast and video just don't show justice to all the birds that you could see when you go out there to Oso Flaco. It's really a place. It's a place to see lots and lots of great birds and wildlife in general.
One of the great things about conservation and trying to preserve the habitats of the wildlife of California, and anywhere if you think about it, is the great diversity of wildlife that you'll find here. My last trip here, I saw this really, really beautiful muskrat, which you don't see very often. And today there's about 10 different species of ducks. You've got the northern shoveler, American coot, sora, a mallard. The males and the females are out. There's great blue heron, forester's tern, double-crested cormorants flying around here. I saw a turkey vulture earlier, different dragonflies. There's a lot of regular flies. You have perch and bass. So you have a great balance of nature. We saw orb weavers. I've seen at least 200 orb weavers today, and that's not even counting the ones that I haven't seen. So you've got bees pollinating. It's just everybody's here to help sustain the habitat. All the animals are doing their part, have their niche. Check this out. Kind of like a fur ball. See the fibers? See the threads? What do we have inside? Looks like little pieces of bone, little plant matter. Birds cough these pellets up. Like I said earlier, you never know what you're going to find. If you look low, you look high, you look mid-range. You rest your arm here, but a lot of times you'll see the remains of animals that were eaten and brought here so that the predator could perch and just feast on their prey right here. You see the entrails of small birds. You see crabs gutted by seagulls. You just always have to keep your eyes open. Hopefully we'll see some thrashers on the way. It's beautiful out here. It's a great place to bring the family, the kids, if you want to be by yourself. The solitude is good for your health. You walk through here, you can smell the sage, the different plants, and all this scrub that surrounds us provides a home to quails, thrashers, rufous towhees, spotted towhees, bush tits, wren tits. Sometimes you'll see an osprey, sometimes you'll even see the peregrine falcon. Last trip I came here, there were 2 peregrine falcons just flying at me, fighting with each other. Just a great place to be. Paul Prado.
Ray Segovia.
Ray Segovia. So do you live here in Santa Maria?
Yes, I do. I was born and raised here.
Guadalupe?
Guadalupe. This is my backyard right here. This is where I grew up at.
Oso Flaco.
Oso Flaco, Guadalupe Beach, Oceano, all the way. And this is where it's very important. This right here, as you see this dune scrub right here, this wasn't here. It was all dune buggies.
Oh.
So they gave the off-road vehicles a space over there,
Right,
and put a fence.
right,
They need a place to have fun too.
right. Compromise.
So, compromise.
Yeah.
And look this is what came out of it. This beautiful dune scrub right here.
And what is this here? This nice
is,
walkway?
This is a boardwalk. Then they made this boardwalk out of recycled. It's all recycled.
Plastic, right?
Recycled plastic.
And when they put it in?
They put it in the CCC, California Conservation Corps.
Uh-huh.
Put this in. Young men, young women.
And when was it put in?
It was put in, they started in 1990, the permits and everything, like I said, but it was all done in 1994. The whole bridge over the lake, everything. It was all, it's really, and they're still putting new kiosk things for you can see the wildlife and
The
the
different
animals.
plants, right?
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really
So I see you're out here with...
my daughter Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
My daughter Michelle, and I have 2 other children, Melissa and Ray, and they also come out here with us, and we clean up.
Yeah, beach cleanup.
we're
This
doing-
is
Oh,
from
you got a
last
beach?
year.
Look at this.
Yeah,
You
That
got a
was
beach.
last year.
The
year.
beach could use some love. Nice.
Yes, that was last year's. This is this year's.
So you're just sharing with your kids and your family and the next generation to preserve the habitat here
Yes.
at Guadalupe and Oso Flaco.
And the Guadalupe Beach.
And the whole thing.
And I lead hikes. I'm a docent with the Guadalupe Dune Center.
Okay.
And
So who can people call?
the Guadalupe Dune Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what kind of walks do they offer?
We offer this walk, nature, bird watching, plants, and then I take people up to Muscle Rock, to Point Sal, the overlook at Point Sal. And so this is
Do you know what kind of scrub this is?
this right here is see, now you have to ask me.
Is this Dusty Miller
No, this is silver lupin,
Silver Lupine?
and this is not heather, mock heather something. See, now I can't.
That's okay.
Yeah,
So now we know it's a lupine.
yeah. This they
And this has
planted.
the beautiful purple
Yes, they started these first to start all the other stuff
to hold down the
because
to
this
hold down the sand.
and it puts so much nutrients into the ground
Uh-huh.
so that the mock heather, that it can spread and the other plants can grow.
And it provides habitat, provides
Yes,
insects,
yes.
which
And
is prey for the birds.
And it also
And the
gets
lizards.
the sun from the bottom of the leaves.
Nice.
It absorbs the sun from the bottom also.
Well, that's all over the place.
Yes, it is.
And it looks really, really healthy around here.
But there's a lot of other plants that are non-natives. This is a non-native grass right here,
Uh-huh.
but it's dying out. But
Uh-huh.
you'll see, I love it out here.
I love it too. It
Yeah.
was good meeting you, Sarah.
Good meeting you. I love
Hey.
your shirt.
Take care.
Yeah.
If you could give one message to the future about Oso Flaco, what would you say?
Come and enjoy and not pollute.
Sweet. Succinct. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
I go to Oso Flaco, I love to look for the thrasher. Its beautiful song lets me know that the day is alive. Sometimes I can't see it because it's hiding in the brush, but it's singing and letting me know that it's there. More than likely there's 4 or 5, but one day I was very fortunate and one jumped out of the brush and just started bouncing and hopping and skipping down the pathway, picking up organic debris and doing what thrashers do. and then off it goes into the brush. That was a great day. It's a great day. It's a day that I'll remember. The northern flicker is another great bird. You get it in the mountains. I always thought it was a hawk when I was younger, and when you see it up there on the branches with its red and gold colors, it's beautiful. I just can't stop saying beautiful. Oso Flaco is a beautiful place. Spotted towhee. I love its song. I love the rufous sides. I love the white black on the wings and the white breast. You can't go wrong with the spotted towhee. Or California towhee. I know you're kind of drab, but towhees are great.
Look at the beautiful silver lupine. It's just gorgeous. It's everywhere. You'd love it. They have a great sign over here too. Pan over this way, Nan. Take a zoom in on this. You've got beech, evening primrose, Blockman's leafy daisy, San Verbuena, silver lupine, Dunes paintbrush. You can see these all right now in the springtime at Oso Flaco. And I'm being serenaded by a beautiful spotted towhee. We're heading to the beach now. We're almost near the end of the trail. Most importantly, we have a restroom and a picnic table so you can rest. It's great. You've got a Park Service cleaned bathroom down at the end and a nice picnic table over here, and now we're headed to a new addition with the bridge, so you're gonna love it. A bathroom, a nice bathroom at your $5 keeps clean. There's this one here, which is a building, and at the beginning of the trailhead is a couple of porta potties, so you're taken care of.
One time when these two women told me there was a bobcat in the path, I turned around and there it was. It was beautiful. It was a smaller one and it walked away, but then it turned around and it was looking for its prey. It was ready to go. And just like a cat at home, it squatted at the edge, got on its haunches, twitched its ears, focused on its prey, thought about it for a moment, adjusted its body, and just when you knew it, it pounced. Up into the air it went. And then I saw it come out the other side of the junipers or the brush, the scrub, and there was a huge squirrel in its mouth. It didn't pay any attention to me and walked into the brush.
A few years back, this is where the trail ended. So you had to trudge in sand, on your shoes, in your Crocs, in your sandals, all the way to the beach. Park Service made this park handicap accessible. So now we have this wonderful bridge that goes right over to a viewing platform if you're wheelchair bound or if you're just wanting to stop right there and not go on the beach. Good job, Park Service. It takes a lot of people to protect the wildlife, to protect the habitat. The state of California, it says right here, State Vehicular Recreation Area. They help protect our dunes and our national parks. Here they gave you pictures of the silvery legless lizard, the California thrasher, which we just saw, and the kangaroo rat, which comes mostly out at night or really, really early in the morning. They give you a whole little paragraph about each animal. These are important, these signs. They let you know what lives out here, and that's why it's important to protect this area. Signs are up now for the snowy plover in the least turn, as you can see. All along the beach here, it's roped off. There's signs in English and in Spanish to not bother the wildlife that's going to be laying eggs and raising next year's brood. So on the dunes and the small brush, the eggs just look like dirt and bits of driftwood, you can't even tell. And then the snowy plover you just saw was just at the base of the fence. So if you're lucky, you might get a good peek at either one of those birds. There are several ecosystems that exist throughout this walkway towards Oso Flaco from the lake all the way down to the beach. Here's one of them. This is a bee track. We've got crustaceans, insects, and birds. They're all part of the food chain. This is a lot of kelp, seaweed. This is a holdfast that anchors at the bottom of the ocean. And when the storm surge lifts it up, it just drifts out to sea, providing another habitat out in the middle of the ocean. This is a plover. We have a sanderling. They look big up here so you can get a better look at them, but on the beach they're really small birds. You got to come out here and check them out. We saw the Santa Maria coming out into the Pacific Ocean, winding its way down, eroding the landscape, changing it every week, every day. And this is just a great panoramic view of what you'll see at Oso Flaco. Hope to see you here. Here we are at the end of the trail, where one ecosystem ends, another one surely begins. Welcome to the Pacific Ocean.
The river that winds out to the ocean carves the landscape on a daily basis. I took my grandkids out there to play in the water, and one time we come and it's serpentine through with a small dune. The next thing you know, there's a huge dune, and there the mouth of the river is wider and deeper and harder to cross. It's just Mother Nature's way of just decorating the landscape for you to enjoy nature and appreciate it in a different way every day. Sometimes the river's flowing quickly to the ocean. Sometimes it's almost a trickle or a lot slower. It's pretty majestic with the waves countering the river as it enters into the Pacific Ocean. A lot of birds like to go at the mouth to feed the mouth of the river as it enters the ocean, and grabbing small fish, crustaceans, and they like to bathe and preen. And everything's about preening with the birds. Also, you're going to see dead animals. You're going to see dead seals, dead sea lions, dead birds, dead pelicans, jawbones. You'll see a lot when you're out there.
This is all fenced off. The snowy plovers in mating season, breeding season. This is totally restricted. It's protected. No sand toys, no sand rails, no birders. No one can interfere with their hatchlings. If you like this video, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you can see more of what's happening.
Paul Prado Photography on a journey. Get yourself out there and explore. Go on an adventure.